Hi guys, this is Brendan from Limatch, and in this video, I'm going to answer a question that many teams are quietly asking right now. Is StatusCake still relevant in 2026? Or has monitoring evolved beyond what it offers? Because here's the reality. StatusCake has been around for years and is trusted by thousands of businesses. But the way teams monitor performance today has changed quite a lot. So instead of just listing features, we're going to look at this through a practical lens. The common mistakes teams make with StatusCake, why those mistakes happen, and whether the tool still fits modern needs. StatusCake was built primarily for uptime monitoring, and for a long time, that was exactly what teams needed. Just knowing when a website goes down was good enough. But in 2026, expectations are slightly different. Teams now want faster insights, less alert noise, clearer troubleshooting workflows, and more visibility into performance issues. This shift is where many users begin to experience friction, and that leads to some very common mistakes. Mistake number one would be treating monitoring as only uptime alerts. One of the biggest mistakes teams make is using StatusCake purely as a site down notifier. This happens because uptime monitoring is its core feature. Users focus only on whatever the site is offline or online. But here's the problem. In modern environments, downtime isn't always a full crash. It's often slow load times, broken APIs, partial outages, or even regional failures. So if you only monitor uptime, you may miss serious performance issues that affects the business. How do you fix this? To get better value from StatusCake, you need to use its performance monitoring features as well. You track response time trends, monitor key pages, watch for global slowdowns, and track response time and trends. This turns your monitoring into a proactive one and not a reactive one. Mistake number two would be overloading teams with alerts. Teams often configure too many alerts without prioritization. This happens because it feels safer to monitor everything at a high frequency. But the result is constant notifications, many of which are not critical. Over time, teams start ignoring these alerts. And when real issues occur, response times can actually slow down. You fix this by having a smarter approach to creating alert tiers. For example, for critical systems, fast checks with multi-channel alerts are necessary. For standard pages, you need a moderate frequency. And for low priority systems, minimal alerts will do. This reduces the noise while keeping teams responsive. Next mistake, it's expecting deep diagnoses from a traditional tool. So that's another common misunderstanding is expecting StatusCake to provide full troubleshooting insights. This happens because monitoring tools today often include deeper analytics and diagnostics. But StatusCake was designed mainly to detect issues and not analyze them. So when downtime occurs, teams still need separate tools to investigate root causes. This creates extra steps in your workflow. You fix this by using StatusCake for what it does best, reliable uptime detection, while integrating it with other tools for deeper analytics. Understanding this limitation helps teams set realistic expectations on their tools. So, where does this leave us? Is StatusCake still relevant in 2026? The answer is quite simple. Yes, StatusCake is still very relevant for teams that need dependable uptime monitoring. It remains stable, accurate, and widely trusted, but its role has shifted somewhat. Instead of being a complete monitoring solution, it now functions best as part of a broader monitoring ecosystem. Teams today often combine uptime monitoring with performance insights and faster troubleshooting workflows. For context, this is how we do this in Limatch, which is the tool we use ourselves. Limatch focuses on simplifying monitoring workflows rather than just expanding features. It aims to reduce the time between detecting an issue and resolving it. This would include a clearer dashboard, a simplified alert management system, faster visibility into performance issues. So the goal is not to just notify teams when something breaks. It is to help them understand and fix the problems as they break. So here's the takeaway. StatusCake is still relevant in 2026, especially for reliable uptime monitoring. But modern teams need to think beyond basic alerts. Avoiding common mistakes like focusing only on uptime, overloading alerts, and expecting deep diagnostics can dramatically improve monitoring effectiveness. And understanding how monitoring tools fit into your workflow is what ultimately determines their value. If you want to see this approach in full, Lemwatch is linked below.